Hey guys, I think there is a delay on when we see our little live thingy, but I believe we're live. So
It says live.
Yeah. Oh, yours says, see, mine had a delay. Now it does. I was going to tell you, proceed as if we were live, just in case. So let me stop this music. So welcome, you guys. Welcome, everybody, to PEPTalk, Productive Environment Podcast. And if you're a regular listener, attendee, you'll see that Kerry and I are flying solo today. We don't have well, you probably wouldn't see because you never see Ed's in the background. But Ed's is she controls everything in the background, and she's off today. So if we mess up, blame it on me. We have been left unattended today. So, I know. But we're super excited to have you guys here. Let me take that off for now. So yeah, I am Andrea Anderson. I'm CEO of Productive Environment Institute. I'm here in Carolina Beach, North Carolina, and I'm joined today by
Kerry Thomas, and I am in Central Florida.
That's right. And Kerry used to live right here in Carolina Beach with me, and she left. So she were here. How long have you been gone, Kerry?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. Yep. So she used to live just a couple blocks away, and now she's all the way down in Florida. But we just want to welcome you all here. If you are joining us, post a comment in the chat wherever you're joining us from. Let me take this image off, and we'll just be here with you guys. Today we are talking about something that Kerry has been talking about for at least 9 years. Kerry has a TEDx talk on YouTube that has well over 1 million views. And the very first word in that TEDx is overwhelm. Sounds like 2 words when we say it like that, doesn't it? Overwhelm. So we are going to talk about that today. And we have our awesome Kathy Music with New Path Productivity, one of our specialists. Great to see you both. Yeah, thank you, Kathy. It's great to be here. It's like Kerry and I are just having coffee together.
Yeah,
talking about it. I know. Talking about overwhelm. So yeah, Kerry, I was asking you earlier, and we were kind of talking about this. You did that video 9 years ago. And
9 years ago yesterday.
9 years ago yesterday.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And it's still getting new views. I mean, it's well over.
It does. Views, I still get scorecards.
Do you?
A few a month.
That came from that. And if you guys want to see it, let me put up the little banner where you can find it later after the show.
Yeah. Don't go now.
Yeah, don't go now. But you can go to conquerthechaos.com and scroll to the bottom of her page, and it's right there. I mean, you can go search for her on YouTube, but it might just be easier to go to her page, conquerthechaos.com at the bottom. So Kerry, my question for you is, in those 9 years, I know you are a certified productive environment specialist also with Productive Environment Institute with us. And you work with clients like we work with clients, and we work with some of the same clients. So, right. And so my question is, through those years, what, if anything, has changed? Are people any less overwhelmed than they were 9 years ago? We had a specialist years ago who did a talk, and she said her talk was, "I just want to be whelmed."
I like that.
Not overwhelmed. I just want to be whelmed. I never forgot that. I love that title.
I like that.
Yeah. So what are you seeing? You're working with people one-on-one, and you also have your own group program. What are you seeing out there in the field?
Not that much has changed. I will tell you what significantly has changed in just a moment, but I think overall, not that much has changed. That's why people still watch it and still reach out to me to this day. I think it's a problem that's still going. So for those of you that, thank you, Kathy. For those of you that haven't seen it, it talks about how clutter is not just our stuff, how we have mental, emotional, even spiritual clutter, and what we can do about all of it, the physical stuff and the internal. So external and internal. And that has not changed, which is why I think it stood the test of time. But what has changed is interesting to me. And that is the people now So like I just had my group program last night, my most recent cohort of my group. And we still talk about how to set up your office, how to set up everything for, productivity and for the information flow. And they all have their own individual plans of what they're doing in their home and et cetera. But every time we have open questions, open conversation, it always goes to tasks. How do I get this done? How do I find the time? How do I make sure things don't fall through the cracks? And so that has changed in the 9 years. That was always part of what we taught, in PEI and what I do. But it's even more so now that in addition to the stuff, people are more concerned with getting stuff done. Like, how do I get it done? How do I find the time? How do I remember to do it? That is what I think has changed the most in the 9 years.
That's interesting. Yeah. And I was sharing we're hearing that too in our SOAR program, our Systemize, Organize with Action and Reference program. It's the same thing. They're working on their individual offices. They're working on their email. They're working on their digital information. But the question continues to come up, well, how do I keep up with it all? When do I do and these are tasks specific to their organizing projects, right? So you've added to your already busy life, you've added this new organizing project or organizing journey. And I tell them, y'all, this is till death do us part, because as long as we have paper, as long as we have email, as long as we have information, and now with AI, if any of you are out there experimenting with ChatGPT and Claude, and I'm loving it, I love it, love it, love it. But it is also creating more information, and I will create something in one tool because I'm experimenting with different tools. And then I'm like, well, what I want to find it, which tool was that in? Where was it? Which conversation was that in? So now I've added a bullet to my SOAR board, which is a tool that we use and teach, called AI directory. And I am creating a directory to say, okay, this project is in this AI tool. And this is, and so I know immediately how to go find that. So that's kind of what our finding system is. It's creating directories for your physical information and your digital as well. But they're also hungry, I think, for routines. They're hungry for the habits and the systems, right? Are you seeing that as well?
Yes, exactly. And it was funny yesterday. We even had, in one of my other groups, we even had a discussion yesterday about the practical stuff that happens and what to do about it. So for example, we talked about a lot of visual people, they want to see their projects out, and they want their piles and don't touch their piles. And that's how it works. Yeah. But sometimes when people come over and, or things like that, I have always like gone whoosh, like that's what I picture my clients doing. Like it goes into a box or it goes into a bag. And so that we talked about how that's going to happen sometimes, hopefully not that often, but how do you remember what you put in that banker's box? How do you remember what you put in that bag and you put in the closet?
Yes.
And so we talked about like you have to give yourself like, a rabbit trail and
breadcrumbs.
Yeah, breadcrumbs. What's the trigger to go back and look at that again? So I think, I don't know if you feel this way. You can tell me. I feel like my clients get tired of me telling them, where are you writing that? Where are you scheduling that? Where are you putting? But that's what takes away the overwhelm. When you can rely on your system and you don't have to like hold it all like, I'm going to forget. And so I feel like a broken record because I'm like, all right, when's that going to get scheduled? Where are you writing that down? What's going to be the trigger to remember that? And sometimes certain things or certain clients, they have more than one, like they put it on their calendar and they put it in their Swift file and they set an alarm and they, but that actually takes away some of the overwhelm because you trust
your system
or your backup to your backup, but you trust it. And so it takes it away.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's exactly why, that's how the SOAR board was born, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Because even I was using, and our clients know this, those of you that are listening, you know this, that I have had Kerry, you know this, because I've gifted you a notebook in the past. I have a little notebook sitting right here by my desk at all times, and I was writing things there. I was putting things on my calendar.
One of the ones you gifted
there
me.
It is. That's exactly. Yes. Oh, I love the notebook. So I had multiple places. We call those capture tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with any of them. I still love my notebook. But I found that I needed one place to bring everything into. So I can capture it with my phone. I can capture it with the notebook. I might capture it on the back of a napkin. I might capture it wherever. And then I bring it into my SOAR board and put everything in one place. And being able to say, I don't want to say her name because she's going to open up, but hey, Siri, let's see. Hey, Siri, save the SOAR board. Oh, I have a lot of stuff on there. Cancel. I can just say, hey, Siri, save the SOAR board, and it'll automatically send something there. And that's the point you were making, Kerry, of just capturing it and getting it out of our head in somewhere that when we come back and sit down at our computer, we can process it.
Right.
Just like we talk about email, we don't talk about checking email. We talk about processing email, right? Hold on. Let me see what Kathy says. And first of all, let me do this one. Oh, okay. It's Katrina. I was like, who's Blue Wren Design? Hey, Katrina. That's our Australian certified productive environment specialist. She's up. And Kathy says, I learned a long time ago that my brain can't hold all of the information. I need a system to hold it for me. Amen. We're not supposed to hold it.
No.
Because, and Kerry, you and I talked about this, and my SOAR members know this, that one of the things I try to do with them, if I remember, I need to put that in my list so I remember every time. But when we start one of our sessions with the group, that I have them close down their tabs, their computer tabs. Because if you've got a bunch of tabs open on your computer, it does slow your computer down. It slows down the processing time. It makes things slower when you're clicking around and going from place to place. The same thing is happening in our brains when we have open loops. Oh, I need to call that person back. Oh, I need to check the email and, do this. Those are open loops, and that slows us down also. So, I wonder why, Kerry, why do you think it is? Do you think we do have more things to do now than we had to do 9 years ago? What are your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. I think it's possible. I don't think we have more things to do. I think for some reason, and I need time to process this, so I'll get back to you. But I think what's happening is more things feel urgent. And you hear this from people, like it feels like time's going faster. It feels like time speed. It feels like, and I feel like just everything seems more urgent now, and they're afraid and think they have to get everything done right now. So what that relates back to, I have my own framework, but it closely models the 5-step productive environment process. And so it goes back to step 1, which is to state your vision, or in my case, it's the 4 F's. So it's feel. Like, what do you want it to feel like? What do you want your vision to be? Because you have to, like, if you feel overwhelmed with everything coming at you, you have to take a step back. Like a deep breath. I mean, literally, sometimes on my calls, we actually do breathing. Like, all right, everybody, like, let's calm ourselves down first. But not everything can be urgent. Not everything can be an important, the most important thing. And we talk about, choosing 3 top tasks, 3, that not everything is a priority, and it can't be. And so I think if you go back to that first step of knowing your vision of where am I trying to get to? What am I trying to accomplish? What do I want my home to be like? What do I want my work to be like? That helps you because you you can't do everything. You said it at the very beginning of the call. It's never going to go away. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth once. Like,
right. I say that all the time. Like, I'm done with my teeth this month.
Exactly. Like, you drink one glass of water and I'm good. I'm hydrated for life.
Yeah.
So it's making peace with it. The tasks are going to keep coming. And the way you make peace with it is you decide what's important. You decide where to put your focus.
That's right. There's always going to be a lot of tasks, a lot of time. And I've got something to say about that, but this reminds me, we talked about this last week on the podcast, and life is more than your to-do list.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what we're talking about. Life is more than your to-do list, and our to-do lists can become just sprawling. And then you try to squeeze them in on certain days, and, and it's just like, and Barbara says, Barbara doesn't swear much, but sometimes she does. And she said, people think that if I just got organized enough, I could get it all done. Yeah. And she said, that is a lie straight from the depths of hell. It's not, you guys, I think we're pretty organized. We're in this organizing industry. We don't get it all done. We're human, and the lists continue to grow. So that's where as Kerry was talking about, the prioritization comes in, knowing really truly what's important. Everything can be a task. Does it need to be though? Like, does it help you accomplish your work and enjoy your life?
Right.
Either one.
And the other thing that helps, that I spend 80% of my time with my clients doing, and I know you do the exact same thing, is identifying the next small step, the next action.
The next action.
When you view it through that lens, that takes away some of the anxiety right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Can brainstorm, like, okay, I want to do XYZ project. What are all the things that go into it? And get that out of your head, and then always know what the next small step is.
Yeah.
Because if you know, and you have it written down somewhere, I just wrote a blog about this not too long ago. Like, these are the 4 main important parts of my life right now. And I have a next step in this part, and I have a next step in this part. And if you know what they are and have them even written down somewhere, when you find yourself with 15 spare minutes, or you want to do something before you shut down work for the day, you don't have to think in that moment, now what can I do? What's next? What should I do? Right. If you have an ongoing list of your next small step, boom, okay, I did it. And then you can write what the next one is. It saves you so much time and anxiety in the moment if you have that.
That's right. That's right. And again, on the SOAR board, my brain goes to the SOAR board when you're talking about things. That goes in under our action column.
Yep.
Action projects. So that's a project, and you can lay out the whole project in there. You can type every step in the project, then you can arrange it. And then, but here's the key. You're like, oh my God, that's a huge project. That's overwhelming, right? There's the word. So what I say, same as what you're saying, is what's the next action and when? I have to add the and when, because, you can have the next action listed, but if it's just in that list with no date on it,
right?
Who's to say you're ever going to go back to it and see it again? But if you put a date on it, it shows up in your timeline, which is on the SOAR board as well. So ask yourself, what's the next action and when? And it doesn't, I have clients. In fact, I was talking with someone yesterday. She's probably listening. And she said, I don't know when I want to do it. I don't know. And I was like, so I clarified. I said, does it absolutely have to get done? She said, yes. Is there a deadline? Not really. And so there was no urgency, but she confirmed twice that it was something that has to be done, or that she wants to be done, I guess, maybe. So then I said, let's just pick any date then,
exactly.
Let's just pick any date, because then it will come back up on that date. And then you can just, Barbara calls it redecide. You can redecide at that point. So even if it's like, here we are in April and you're not sure what the next or when the next action is, go ahead and just put May 1st. You know, if it's nothing that has to happen in April, just put May 1st and it'll resurface in May. And then you can decide. And at that point, you may decide, okay, I'm never going to do this. And then it's gone off your list.
Right.
Right. But the key is to get it out of your head. Let me share what Katrina is saying. I've noticed as I get older, I retain less in my easily accessed brain memory. It's like I have so much in my head, it takes longer to flip through my mental Rolodex to find the memory. Yeah. I mean, we're very much like our computers in that way.
Well, I don't even like, I don't mind sharing, but you know, I had a medical event. I had a stroke in January. And once I was in the hospital and realized, okay, I'm going to live everything, you know, one of the first things I did is text a friend and say, can you go to the store and buy me a notebook? Because thank goodness I'm recovered and it's fine. But in that moment after that event, I had like I don't know, 30-second short-term memory. But the very first thing I did, I said, I need a notebook. Please go get me a notebook. And it's almost out of pages from January. I have used it. This has been my constant companion, but it has made me give different advice to my clients because whether you're young, old, you have a brain injury, whatever you have, I noticed that I felt less anxiety, as I said, when I went ahead and wrote it down, even if I thought I should remember this. And then I would feel guilty, like I would feel bad about myself or whatever. But I encourage everyone now, like whether you do a phone note, whether you carry a little notebook with you everywhere you go.
Document stuff.
Just there's no shame.
Yeah. And you can absolutely, you can apply that to household stuff. I mean, I've got cabinets that are too high for me to reach. So in order for me to go up there, I need to get out the little stool and climb up on it. It's kind of a pain. So anything that's up there, I have indexed. I put it in my scoreboard. So I can just search for, let's say, crock pot. Where's crock pot? And it'll say, oh, that's in the top shelf, right? Yeah. Whatever. So basically index your life. And where is everything? If you put things in your safety deposit box at the post office or your fireproof box in your home where you've got documents, document the documents, document what's in there so that you can quickly find the information. That's really what it's about. I mean, it's
one of the people in my I love it. I advise people to put everything in the finding system. One of my clients in my group program, she's moving right now. She just moved this past weekend. And she told a story last week where she doesn't quite have the whole scoreboard yet, but she has Workflowy and she's been using it for a while. And she did a moving inventory. And she told a story of how she was, box 1 has this, and she would type it in, box 2 has this. And she needed an air mattress. And she had already packed everything and it was just boxes. And she typed in air mattress. Oh, it's in box 9. She went to box 9. She got the air mattress out. It was, I knew you would love that story.
Yes.
It's exactly what it's meant to do.
Yeah. And I love it when our clients, we have one, Jen, she gets so excited. It's like she shocks herself when her system works. She's like, she'll think of something she needs. And she's like, oh, I just went and I did a search and it came up. And I went right to it. It was there. So that's the beauty of it, guys. We all have those. There's nothing. I mean, Kerry actually had a medical issue. But most people, we're just trying to remember too much. We're trying to keep up with too many things and we're jotting things down, which is a start. But if you're jotting them down all over the place, you've got to have some system where maybe it's once a week where you go around and you gather up all those things. We actually had a client once. I love this couple. They're a couple. And I had talked to her about the notebook idea. So she loved the notebook because she would think of things and she just wanted to just jot them down. her husband liked sticky notes, and he had sticky notes in every room in the house, like on the end table, the bedside table, the bathroom. There's sticky notes everywhere. And so that was his style. That was his way of capturing the information, and that worked for him. The idea of lugging a notebook, even a small one, around with him from room to room did not appeal to him. And his wife said, I know he won't do this. So we came up with a hybrid, and she said it worked like a charm, because the things he was writing, some were just like, maybe they were ministers. They did missions work. So maybe it was a scripture he wanted to remember or something. But sometimes it was somebody to pray for, somebody to call, somebody to reach out to. So it was important things. And so that they didn't want to lose track of. So what happened was she got the notebook, and that worked for her. And then once a week, she would go around the house and grab his sticky notes and put them in the notebook rather than trying to change him. Right.
Right.
I don't know. They might be listening too, if y'all are listening. So rather than trying to say to him, you need to use this notebook and da, 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 he got to still express it and capture it the way he wanted to. And then she would capture them. She would gather them up, capture them, put them neatly into the notebook, and then see if there was anything that needed to be done.
Yeah. And that's my passion that I've been talking about for almost 20 years, is you have to do what works for the way your brain
works.
Your learning style, your organizing style, the way you process.
That's right.
That is another thing that causes that feeling of overwhelm, is because you're trying to use someone else's system or a system that was designed for someone whose brain works completely differently than yours does. Yeah. So I'm glad you said that, because that is that if you can figure out like the puzzle piece or unlock that key, you don't have to change that much to lessen that feeling of overwhelm. It's just finding what works for your brain and your natural tendencies.
That's right. I know for Barbara, she's in the car a lot, and she likes to be able to just pick up her phone and add a note or record a message, record an audio memo, or save to Soarboard or whatever. I'm at my computer mostly, so I don't necessarily have to do that, but I have it and I can if I choose to. So guys, listening, figure out what that is for you as far as capturing, what ways, and there can be more than one way. You can say, I capture on my phone, I capture on my notebook, but then what happens to it? Where does it go from there? And for me and for our SOAR members, the answer is into the Soarboard, because that's where it gets actioned. But if somebody doesn't have a Soarboard, it's find somewhere for those things to eventually, bless you, eventually go. So you're capturing the information, and then you're capturing it for a reason, right? And then you pull it together. And there may be times when you're pulling it together that you're like, I don't need that after all. Oh, got it. It was just a neat thought. It was a quote I wanted to think about again, but didn't need to save. So, you don't have to, but that will take a lot of your brain power down a notch so that you can just breathe, instead of trying to carry everything in your head. Let me see what Chris or Katrina says. There are researchers who advocate that the process of writing something down is way more effective for retaining that information. Yeah, that's a good point. There are times that I do, because you saw, I still have the notebook right here. And I also have an iPad. So I was like, I'm going to replace the notebook with the iPad that you can write on. And I do that as well. I kind of go back and forth a little bit. But the key is I need something right here. And I do a lot more of, hey, Siri, save to Soarboard. And that works for me too. But you can try multiple things. There is no right or wrong. Try what works for you. But just the idea is to capture information, thoughts, to-dos, tasks, capture them, get them out of your head into a system, whatever system that might be. Okay. So any closing thoughts on that, Kerry? Then I'll share your website and some next steps for these guys. So.
No, I like what you just said, to the slowing down part. And what Katrina said is absolutely right. There is research that more than any other way, putting actual pen or pencil to paper slows your brain down. And when it slows down, then we, as she said, we're more likely to retain the information. It's a different process physiologically when we, and not to say that, as you said, there's anything wrong with the other way, but for some things it might be better. But at that slowing down, that's the very first thing I said. So it's perfect that I'll close with this as well. The swirling, the like constant swirling. Do something. I have a PDF about getting unstuck, and some of the things like do something to stop that. Humming, deep breathing, walk outside. Don't try to even capture or implement things from that frenzied, swirling space. Like slow down first. Focus on your vision of where you want to go. Then go back to your tasks. It doesn't take that long. You're like, I don't have time to do that, Gary. I don't have time to take a break and walk outside. I'm telling you, like 30, 60 seconds of just slowing down before you move forward is going to change so much.
Stop the swirl. Slow down. Stop the swirl. I like that. That's really good. That's really good. So let me share a couple things with you guys. You can go learn more about Kerry at conquerthechaos.com. And you have a group program, and they can find information about your group program at Clutter Coaching. So if you go to conquerthechaos.com, at the top, you'll see Clutter Coaching. Click there and you can learn about Kerry's Frustration to Freedom group. Right. Very good. And her TEDx is on that page also at the bottom. So go to the main page, conquerthechaos.com, scroll down to the main page and you'll see her video. It's 11 minutes. You guys, right after we end this, go watch it if you haven't. And if you have, watch it again because it's totally relevant. And then for PEI, if you're new to us, be sure to, even if you're not new to us, hold on, let me do this. If you're new to us, go to lesscluttermorelife.com. There's a short free training there. And then that actually gets you onto our email list where we can keep you updated on when we do workshops and different things. And we share training tips, and I hate tips, but you know what I mean. We like systems, not tips. Go to lesscluttermorelife.com if you're new to us. That gets you into our community, into our world. And then we also have what we call the Soar into Action workshop. So you can go to workshop.productiveenvironment.com. Go check out our upcoming workshop. Sometimes we have on-demand workshops where you can sign up and it's right there and ready to go. And then we also do live workshops. So you can go check out the page and find that out. But this was fun, Kerry. Thank you for being here. You're always an awesome guest. So thank you for being here. And thank you all for watching. And please, two more things. Like this video, share this video with somebody else that in your life that may be feeling overwhelmed. Do you know anybody that feels overwhelmed? Share this video with them. It might give them a couple of ideas that they can implement. And then also, if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. We really appreciate that. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.